Gucci?
Gucci.
Gucci, Gucci, goo?
Gucci.
Alrighty. It is March 30th, and welcome on in to episode 39 of When Worlds Collide.
Yeah.
It's good to have you back, buddy.
Good to be back, sir.
There's a certain degree of happiness and comfort I have with you here.
Everything just feels safer now.
Yeah. But enough of that. You know how we start these things with a little crack, McGee. I'm going to try to get a pop.
Ooh.
Yeah, you hear that little pop? A little pop?
Nice little pop of the bottle.
Smacking this bottle of wine tonight, so cheers, buddy.
Everyone. Ugh. Tell you what, they don't get better.
Oh, dude, this wine's so good. Big fan of the 19 Crimes.
You degenerate just drinking straight from the bottle.
Yeah, dude. I feel like Captain Jack Sparrow right now. Guys, as always, you can find us on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, YouTube. Especially YouTube will have additional content on there, different videos, shorts, that kind of TikTok-y stuff. But hopping into the news, buddy, our gaming question of the day. What is your least favorite genre of video game?
Ooh, baby.
I posted this one in Discord, so I'll let you go first, and then I actually want to read some of the submissions we got.
All right. Well, I guess 2 or 3 of them are my least favorite. Starting from my least favorite is the horror genres.
Really?
Yeah, I do not like the way that video games have done horror games. They're just like, for the better part, they're just like the movies. It's just like jump scares, and when you're like running away from like whatever like beast or animal, it's just like you have no idea where to go because it's always dark and dingy, and then you just like run into a wall and you die. And you just have to do it over and over and over again until you find the right way. I just don't like horror genres in general, just because it's just like they're so overplayed, and you already know when like the jump scare is gonna happen. So like I'm never really scared from horror. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the other genre that I don't like anymore is the MOBA genre, which is, if you don't know what MOBA means, it means Massive Online Battle Arena, which basically just means it's 5v5 with some like PvE aspects in it and everything.
So,
Kind of like League of Legends.
Yeah, I was about to say, give an example. League of Legends.
Dota, Smite. I played a lot of Smite for like 4 or 5 years, and
A new Pokemon one that I heard it's pay to win, which sucks.
yeah, that.
I was excited for that one, actually.
Yeah, it looked good on paper, and then you just saw all the pay to win aspects on it. But yeah, MOBAs are just extremely toxic. Like, people will use every word in the book against you during a ranked match. So just like after playing it for 4 or 5 years, and I just like couldn't get better at the game, I'm just like, you know what? I'm done. I don't need this much salt in my blood, okay?
Fair enough, man. I do gotta disagree with you on the horror genre, but I will say this as well. Like, I feel like some games are done very well, some not so much. Like, when I think horror, like I'm thinking Resident Evil, like Dead Space, like those two franchises have been awesome. Do you not like those as well, or are you just saying?
I like the first Dead Space. Dead Space 1 was good. I didn't really care for the other ones. But Dead Space was kind of different in my opinion, because it was more like mystery and horror combined. The other ones are just like, you like have an objective that you know you need to do, and then just like out of nowhere, just like a big ass monster will come and chase you, and then you just die, and you just like don't know what to do. I'm just like,
My biggest thing with horror games is I like to be able to defend myself.
yeah, that's why I like Dead Space, because it was like more of like a shooter horror game, you know?
Yeah, well, so I like that genre of horror. I get what you're saying though. Some games where it's just like, okay, I have to go in this dark room. It's linear. I have nothing to protect myself. I know something's gonna jump out at me.
Right.
Okay, I can get down with that. Like,
Yeah.
I did like Outlast, but Outlast had some elements of that. But I do feel what you're saying. But if I had to say what my least favorite genres were, I would go with MOBA. I agree with you there. And then the other one I would actually say is puzzle games.
Really?
Because I like puzzle games, but I feel like they're a dime a dozen.
True.
You know what I mean? I feel like most of them suck.
Yeah.
Suck bad.
Oh, yeah.
There's like what, like one good puzzle game that comes out like every 5 years.
Even then, it's just like, I'm not interested in puzzle games, you know? Like, I like games that have puzzle challenges in them. Like, if it's like an RPG game and like you stumble upon like, I don't know, like a ruins or like some building, you have to like figure out a puzzle. I'm fine with that. But like if the whole game's revolved around a puzzle, like I don't want to use my brain for 6 hours a day trying to figure out what the hell I'm supposed to do with this bullshit. And like some of these puzzles get real convoluted, you know, because like you can't do like the standard one of like, oh, light the 4 torches in order to unlock the door type deal.
Right. I got you. And like it's when I say a dime a dozen though, like that dime, those like handful of games that are great puzzle games are excellent. You know what I mean? But I just overall, it's not a genre that I dabble with too much.
Not my cup of tea.
Right. Hopping into the kind of some of the Discord mentions we got earlier, Spartan mentioned that he's not a big fan of the turn-based strategy. Napalm agrees with that as well. So we had 2 for the turn-based strategy. Tink mentioned she's not a fan of the sports games. And then Undead mentioned that he does not like the text-based games.
Text-based games, like
I think the games that just involve a lot of reading. I'm not sure.
Oh, kind of like some like JRPGs that have like
all
no
dialogue
thing, and it's like all text dialogue you have to read. Yeah, I could see that. I didn't think I was a fan of turn-based games, but after I got that Road to Eden game off of Epic Games Store for free, I really enjoyed it. Like it was super fun, and after I beat that game, I wanted to like buy XCOM and XCOM 2. I never did because it was like $40.
You gotta try Gears Tactics.
Yeah, and I saw Gears Tactics as well, but we were just playing so many other games at the time. But I think I actually do like turn-based games a lot. They're fun once you like figure out how to play them.
I like turn-based games, but I feel like I like them more in like a mobile setting as opposed to console.
Yeah.
Because when I'm playing console, I want to play more of like something that's faster paced. Whereas if I'm on my phone playing a turn-based game, I'm all about it.
Right.
I'm weird like that.
Yeah. I kind of like view it as like a different form of chess when you do turn-based games and everything. So it makes it a little more interesting when you have like that mindset.
We did have a couple comments in chat as well from Zahler and Spartan, and they said the EA genre. I don't know that is a genre, but Fish and I, if you guys know, if you've listened to any of these podcasts, that we completely agree with that statement.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
Oh my gosh.
But hopping on into the gaming news, we had a big announcement from Sony this week.
Yeah, one of their bigger announcements this year. You want to go for it after you swig that bottle?
Oh, so good, dude.
Degenerate.
So Sony announced their version of Game Pass called PlayStation Plus. It's kind of interesting how it works, though. It's got 3 different tiers to the service, right? The highest tier, additionally, will offer you the ability to play older games.
Yep.
But the biggest thing that I thought was missing with the PlayStation Plus was the fact that first-party games won't be releasing to the service.
Yeah. Or at least on day one.
And that completely killed my interest in it.
Oh yeah.
Not that I own a PlayStation device, but it's something I've looked into buying, like a PlayStation 4 or something, so I could still play some of the first-party titles. And if they had a service like this, you know, I'd be intrigued by it. But yeah, once I saw that there was no first-party games being released day one on it, that's it, man. I mean, it's so hard to compete with what Xbox is doing with Game Pass.
Yeah.
I think this is a good service, but I just don't think it just pales in comparison to Xbox's Game Pass.
Yeah, I think it's a good stepping stone. I mean, like, this is like the first step in their subscription service for, like, you know, expanding their games library and everything. So it could potentially get better later on. I think once they see like the profits come in from this subservice, they might like consolidate it, kind of like what Xbox did with their service.
Game Pass started out slow. If we do like go back to that,
yeah,
when Game Pass first launched, it was a nice product, but it wasn't anything like it is today.
Oh yeah.
So maybe they will continue to work on it and consolidate it, you know?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing that they need to do. It's just like 3 different tiered services. Like, why are you gonna split your player base like that?
Yeah.
3 different ways. Like, I would understand if it's like
unnecessary. Yeah.
If it's like 1 or 2, that's fine. But like 3 different ways, and then it's just like people are just gonna be toxic. Like, oh, you don't have what premium, and the other person has PlayStation Essential, and just like, and then people are just gonna be toxic toward each other. Like, oh, you don't have enough money to buy for this. And even then, it's like, why would you get premium when I think with premium you can only stream certain games. You can't download them onto your PlayStation. So like you get access to like PS1, PS2, PSP games and everything, but like you can't download. You can only stream them to your PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4. You can't even do it from or for any other console systems. So it's just like there's just like so many weird things going on with this service, and it's just like hard to wrap your brain around and everything. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just weird for Sony.
So IGN, courtesy to them, came out with kind of like a little chart here describing the different tiers.
Yeah.
So they're per month basis. The first tier, the essential tier, is $9.99 per month. The extra is $14.99, and then the premium is $18.99. So in comparison to Xbox, Xbox's base Game Pass is $9.99 for console and PC, and then the Ultimate is $14.99.
Yep.
So I think already there, like you're getting more value out of Xbox. We're not going to even bother talking about Nintendo's online service because it sucks a bag of dicks. So and then with that, you'll have a monthly downloadable games, and you also have access to older games. You know, PS1, PS2, PSP, PS3, and PS4 titles, but that's dependent on the tier.
Yeah.
So I think you don't get those with the $9.99 version. You only get that with the extra / premium versions.
Yeah. Yeah, I think extra gives you access to like I think like PS2 and PS3 games or something like that. You can download some of them, but then premium you get access to everything, but you can't download games to your PlayStation. You can only stream it. So that's why I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
I think they're taking more of the quantity over quality route.
Yeah.
Whereas I think Xbox has a little bit of both, because what Game Pass has got like 200 games and it's all the first party games day one launch, right?
Yeah.
Whereas PlayStation, I think if you have the premium, you get literally like 500 games, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely a big library.
Yeah, but then you're not getting the big titles. So I think they're kind of quantity over quality, whereas Xbox is more quality over quantity.
Yeah, this is
I would prefer the Xbox method out of that. You know what I mean?
I predict that in the future it's gonna take like at minimum a year or two for this subservice to like see the fruits of their labor. Because right now they're not gonna put first party games on the service because I'm pretty sure it'll just like hurt revenue sales for the companies, and they just like won't have enough money to make more games in the future. But with you know, like after a year or two of this service and like they start like raking in the money, I think that's when they'll like transition and say like come out with the big news like, oh, first party games for PlayStation coming day one to PlayStation Plus. Like I definitely can see that happening in the future.
But one of the guys that's like a higher up in PlayStation said that they're not going to do that because
now
it would pull away from their sales, and that's like one of the things that makes PlayStation is their sales with their first party games.
Yeah. But I mean, like, it's the same thing with Xbox. I mean, like,
Xbox and Microsoft in general have always been a subscription over hardware, like kind of company, right?
Yeah.
So PlayStation's always been selling hardware, selling games, whereas Xbox, more so Microsoft, is not selling the hardware so much, but selling a subscription service.
Yeah.
So I think the ideology of the two companies is completely different. That's why I don't think that first party games will ever come to PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, I could definitely see that happening. But it's like it's so hard to compare Microsoft to Sony. I mean, just like it's David and Goliath type.
Oh
thing,
yeah,
you
for
know?
sure.
So it's
That's why I think their models are different. You know.
yeah. It's I mean, Microsoft has more freedom to do with what they want. They don't really care about losses. Even though they're not losing money at all on this Game Pass, but I think Sony just like has to buckle down and say like first party games you're gonna have to pay full price for now. So
Yeah. Or at least, you know, I could see this. If you got like a significant discount on first party games, like if you had the premium, you pay 50%.
And
It's still a big deal, man, especially with next gen games being $70. If you cut that in half, you pay $35 for a brand new God of War or something. I could see that.
that's just I don't think that's a good business model because if you're saying that
For them for free.
well, I mean, when you say that, oh, brand new game comes out at 50% off in the first week, That just screams to me the game's dog shit, you know?
But you're only offering that to the premium service.
Yeah, but like that kind of is like a red flag. But like with Game Pass's ideology from the beginning, they're like first party games day one release. So like when I'm thinking about that, I'm like, oh hell yeah, you don't have to pay money for this game when it comes out. But like if you're saying what you're saying, if a game's like 50% off, I'm just like, I don't want to buy that game or anything.
Well, if they establish that with all their first party games, though, it's not like it's going to be like an outlier where, like, oh, God, this game must suck. It's 50% off. If they establish it and make it known that if you have premium, you get 50% off Sony exclusives.
That's just so hard to cover the loss of profit on, because then you're just pulling all that.
How would they get first party games on there for free then?
After years of having like building up the money from their subscription service.
Oh, see, I thought you were saying before that you thought the first party games would be coming to this eventually on day one, like Xbox is doing. So I must have just misunderstood you then.
Yeah, no, like for now they're not going to do it, but later on in the years, because they just have to build up the money for it, because they're going to make money from this regardless. You know, like I think a lot of people are gonna do the PlayStation Extra, which is like the middle tier, which is like $15, which is the same price as Game Pass Ultimate. They're gonna make a lot of money from that, but they just have to build up those profits before they can even think about deciding releasing their day one games onto the service.
Side note here, Tink goes, "Hey, what's wrong with Nintendo? LOL, we have the family plan online." And my answer to that is, how much time do you have, Tink? Because Nintendo Online is prehistoric. You can't invite your friends to games. There's no Xbox Party Chat or Nintendo Party Chat. The online services are very minimal. I feel like only half the Nintendo games even have online to begin with.
Their servers are horrendous. Yeah, they're archaic.
Yeah, archaic is a great name. Prehistoric, archaic, all that good stuff. So Nintendo Online services, I'm sorry, trash. I have it. I have the base like $20 a year, which is fine for $20. But then they want to stick a knife in you and gut you for more money and saying, hey, you can get all of our N64 titles for what, like $60 or $80 a year?
Ugh.
No, dude, absolutely not. That should have been in my plan to begin with because your services are so bad. But we're not going to get into that.
Yeah, that's coming from a Nintendo fan as well. Like,
yeah, I like Nintendo. I have a Switch. But their services.
Like a lot of the Nintendo games.
Oh, I have a bunch of Nintendo stuff, man. I love it.
Mario Kart, Mario Party.
If you're going to compare Nintendo's online services to PlayStation and Xbox, it's like a third world country compared to America. You know what I mean? It's not even close.
These people are just living in mud huts and we got skyscrapers.
Yeah, it's not even close, dude. So you're saying Xbox offers free online play for free games and free party chat, and Nintendo doesn't even have party chat.
And they want you to fork over.
They want me to pay money. Yeah, you got me fucked up.
Anyone with a brain can like figure out they don't add up.
Well, and like I said, I like Nintendo. I have the base $20 a year version of Nintendo Switch Online.
Yeah,
but you got me fucked up if you trying to get me to pay $60-$80 a year for that shit.
Yeah, that's just not worth it.
Absolutely not.
One last thing. I think the only thing that PlayStation has going for it is you could buy the whole year of subscription for a reduced price. So
you can't do that with Xbox.
Yeah,
you gotta do it monthly with Xbox. So I would agree with you there. That's a good point.
That is
good. I didn't even notice that, to be honest with you.
Right. So that it definitely is a plus for them, because people who just like are gonna commit to the subscription service just like buy it for a year, and you basically get like, I don't even know, like 3 months off or something like that. So you're just paying it at like a substantially reduced price. That definitely is a plus for them, and I hope that they just consolidate it into like 1 or 2 tiers, just like
I'm sure they'll kind of work out the kinks.
PlayStation Premium, just like two tiers. That's all you need.
You know, they might be having 3 just to kind of gather data and see which one's the most popular plan and kind of decipher from there where they're gonna take it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So they might end up doing. I would imagine they're gonna end up doing what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, we're like in the infantile stages of this, so I mean, we're definitely going to hear a lot of news 3 months, 6 months, and a year from here. So yeah, it's only time could tell on how successful this is.
Well, hey, dude, that was a great little combo there.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's
We
keep
almost
moving.
sounded like we knew what we were talking about.
I think we might have fooled a couple people.
Almost a couple people.
Where you want to go next with this gaming news? I know we got a few more stories here. How about with the Sons of the Forest was delayed?
Yeah, it's just a little tidbit of news. Take it at face value. The sequel to The Forest, which was a PC only game, it's called Sons of the Forest. It got delayed till what, October? October later this year? Yeah, October. And I only wanted to talk about it because that was like one of my highly anticipated games this year because of how well received the first game was on PC. So I'm a little sad that it got delayed. Also a little happy because there's just so many damn games to play right now.
That's such a good point, dude.
It's just a stupid amount of games to play. I just can't get through all of them.
But the initial launch for this was supposed to be in May, right?
I think so, yeah.
It seems like kind of like a fucking tease, like a month and a half away from the launch that you're gonna delay it. Like, why not tell us in advance that you're delaying it?
Yeah, a lot of companies have done that.
It feels bad.
Yeah.
This is a game where I was just like, I was telling people on Discord, I go, hey guys, Forest, I think it was May 20th was the initial launch. I'm not sure about that.
Sometime in May, yeah.
It's like May 20th, guys, we're going to play the Forest. Like, it's going to be on console. It's going to be cross-plat. It's going to be awesome. I had a great time on PC.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get all my console gamers involved in this too. And then jab and twist.
Just a nice slow jab and twist.
We've said this before. I'm okay with the delay as long as the delay is going to make the game better when it actually drops.
Yeah, I think because it's releasing on consoles this time around, they just have a whole plethora of problems to sift through.
Oh, I'm sure.
That and still COVID stuff going on and whatnot. But yeah, I definitely want to play Sons of the Forest. I really hope that our friend group gets into it because I wanted to play the Forest so bad on PC.
Well, I know Brian will be into it.
Yeah, it's like a survival. It's just literally like a survival horror building game, which is like I've been craving a building game that isn't Minecraft. So
it might not be your vibe though, because it's horror.
Well, okay, but strictly horror. I mean, I'm gonna be the builder. I'm gonna be the gatherer and builder. I'm gonna build us a damn fort and kill everything.
Did you play much of this on PC or?
No, I never got it. That's
why. Really?
Because I know you were talking about it for me to get it, but I just never saw it on sale for one thing, and I know you were like the only person I knew that was gonna play the game with me, but I want like our whole friend group to play it.
This is a game. If anybody has this on PC, I would be more than willing to run this for a community game night.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Start like a community server and everything, and just people could just hop in whenever, start building stuff or blow it up, or whatever the hell you want to do. It'll be funny as hell when we hop back onto it.
Yeah, so you PC gamers out in chat right now, if anybody has interest in getting a Forest server going, especially with the delay now until October, I'd be absolutely down to dabble.
Yeah, it sounds like it's gonna be a good game, and from what I saw from the trailer, they just like doubled down on the grotesque whatever humanoid things that they have going on there,
mutations and shit.
Yeah, the cannibals on the island.
I can't wait, dude. It's
gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Well, I remember like the first time I played the first one, right? I had no idea what I was getting into. Like, I used to game. I was part of L2D or L2DF. Something like that. It was Lars's group, if you remember Lars.
Yeah.
I still chat with him every now and then, but he had our own server for that. And I had no idea what I was getting into. He's like, hey, man, get this game. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I'm pretty much down to
head first into it.
Yeah, man, I'm pretty much down to try whatever. Obviously, time constraints restrict that, but anywho, I loved it, man. I had no idea what I was getting into, and I had a blast with it. And I was, the other thing that was kind of funky was I was actually doing mouse and key, so I think I enjoyed that aspect of it too.
Yeah, it's like a little bit of a learning curve.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing like playing a horror game that you don't know how to play the game because you've never played mouse and key before. You got these cannibals coming over, and they're like screaming in the woods, and you hear the wood, like the branches crackling, and they start getting closer. And I'm like, hey Lars, how do I pull out my axe, dude? They're coming for me. Freaking out.
I switch my weapon and just like hauling ass back to your base.
Well, that's the thing. If you start running, then they really start going after you.
Oh god.
You kind of crouch away or sneak away. Because if you start running, then they hear you and they're like, all right, that's my bitch, like.
Yeah.
Oh, That game is awesome though. Big fan. I can't wait for the second one.
Yeah, I
really, but
yeah, I really hope that the sequel is very successful. I want it to be successful just so that there's like constant updates for it and like there's just like content for us to play, you know?
yeah, absolutely, man.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about this a little bit last week, with the leak of the Apex Legends.
Yep.
So we had an additional update as far as the next gen updates go. So starting March 29th, they'll be having a new event, a next gen update that will be putting out 4K 60 hertz.
Yeah.
120 hertz coming later with high dynamic range, higher resolutions. What is greater LOD different distances?
I think just like
You can see people farther.
Distance, like better resolution when you look farther away is what I assumed what it was.
Like load on distance or something. I don't know.
Look of distance. Undead, do you know?
Undead, what is that?
Happened yesterday, by the way, Carl.
Yeah.
You said March 29th, and you're just like, oh, it sounds like in the future. Yeah, this happened on Tuesday.
Yeah, thanks for that. Hey, you know. Yeah, Brian even said yesterday, LOL. He's like, I'm surprised Brian didn't go, hey, dumbass, it was yesterday. I appreciate you being polite. I do appreciate that level of detail. Yeah.
Ah, okay, that's what
okay.
So yeah, you could basically see people farther away. But yeah, it was, they finally came out with their next gen update in Apex, which was like long overdue. Because I was still surprised that it hasn't come out yet.
I should have known that it came out yesterday. Because when I booted up my game yesterday to play Halo, Apex was like, "Hey, we got a nice 89 gigabyte update for you."
Yeah, I was so. It took me 6.5 hours to download that. By the way, well, one, my internet's shitty, and I was playing Elden Ring while I was downloading. But it went from 83 gigs to 85 gigs to 87 gigs for me. It's just like it kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it just like took 6.5 hours for me to download. And I only played a couple arena games since it came out. The graphics definitely look better.
Yeah.
It feels,
I hope so.
Yeah, I would hope so too. The game feels a little bit smoother, but like not drastically. I mean, like the game already is smooth enough, so like it's kind of like minute details in that aspect. I thought they fixed the audio in the game.
Fucked.
Well, I don't know, but when I played an arena game, like the audio sounded like hollow and like spacey. You know, like you like hear footsteps and it just like the audio was like kind of like whatever, like reverberating in your headset, and it was just like throwing me off. And I got used to it for a couple rounds in arena, and I like actually heard some footsteps, but then the next round after that, some guy just like ran up behind me and just like shot me in the back, and I literally didn't hear him at all running up to him, so I still think the audio's effed.
So you're not gonna like this, but I think this is a reason for me to delete the game.
No.
89 gigabytes, man.
It doesn't mean that
internal storage, man. It
doesn't mean that the game added an additional 89 gigs to your hard drive. It just means that 89 gigs is being allocated for, you know, like to update it.
Oh. I don't know. See, dude, like the thing is, like, you know my schedule right now. I don't think I'm gonna put the time into Apex to be anywhere near good. So all that memory just like soaking up in my hard drive is just giving me anxiety.
Yeah. I'm gonna agree with what Brian's just said now.
Isn't that what I literally just said? I mean, dude, like if I wanted to, I could be a beast at Apex, but I'm not gonna put the time in. I know I'm not gonna put the time in.
You should. It's a very rewarding game.
My schedule has been rewarding as doing community nights, the Throwback Thursdays, and then, you know, just the Halo. Speaking of Halo Tuesdays, we're going to get some Halo League play going. If anybody's got any interest in that, we'll probably start that up in the next month and a half or so. Yeah, Brian, you're a bot. Everybody knows it. Bot Brian. That's what you should change your name to on Twitch, Bot Brian.
Oh, he's so funny.
Oh, dude, I mean, Dogwater Brian works just as well.
Oh, yeah, I like that one.
Anyways, moving forward. What'd you think of the first episode of Halo?
Oh, God. Where do I even begin?
We won't go too in depth into this because we could literally spend an hour on this.
Yeah.
So just give me your 1 to 10. And then give me a brief description why.
I'm going to give it a solid 7.
Okay.
And that's coming from a Halo fan, much like you. I like the budget for the show definitely was present there. I mean, like the CGI, like the backdrops.
I'm about to time Brian out.
But I definitely like the universe that they made. I mean, the elites looked really good.
I'm gonna stop you there real quick. A lot of people are saying that the elites look too chunky.
My God, really? We're on that still?
Hey, I think people are nitpicking, which I'm completely fine with. But my thing is, like, I've been waiting for like a high budgeted Halo thing, like TV show or movie, like since I was 10 years old. So I'm gonna enjoy it. If people want to nitpick, so be it. I'm gonna enjoy it.
Yeah. So, I think the elites looked fine. I mean, like, they do look a little chunky, but, you know, for story-wise, I think it would make sense if you really want to go into detail. If this is, like, the starting of the war,
Right before
everyone's still well-fed until, you know, like, the food supplies start going thin, and that's, like, when they start becoming starved and skinnier. So, and then, Dr. Halsey, fine as hell. Love that actress. Definitely is a good character. Master Chief,
I think that's where the most discrepancy is right now, man.
definitely docking a couple points from Master Chief. His
I'm
costume looks great. Don't give me that.
yeah.
His costume, the way he moves, definitely is the way of Master Chief. His voice, I could get used to. Not the best, not the worst. It's kind of just like average, above average for a Master Chief voice. The biggest thing though is like, why the hell you show his face?
Dude,
Why?
I think that's consensus all around.
Yeah.
In the first episode, like
that too. Why in the first episode?
Like,
Completely.
if you're gonna show his face, like, why are you doing it so quickly?
Yeah, completely unnecessary. And like,
so people are
at the worst time. Worst time too.
Yeah.
Absolutely no reason for him to take his helmet off in that scene.
Yeah, I literally docked the entire point for that.
Right.
In my grading. And the other thing is, like, I wanted more scars on his face. I don't know why he has hair and a beard. Like, I know that's nitpicking in itself, but like, it's Chief. I'm allowed to nitpick Chief to the 10th degree.
If you're gonna portray a video game character that has decades of long-standing like lore and knowledge, don't show his face in the first episode, especially in a random ass scene that doesn't warrant him to take his helmet off. And two, why the hell does the actor look like the way he does?
Disney understood that, and they're fucking everything up.
They understood with the Mandalorian. He only took off his helmet when he needed to.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Disney even understood that, and they're fucking up Star Wars.
Yeah.
And they understood that.
Yeah.
Why are we showing Chief's face in the first fucking episode?
It literally makes no sense. They could have just mandoed him up and only showed his face at like crucial points in the story.
Don't even show his face in the first season.
And like, yeah, and like he took his helmet off just to gain trust of a rebel chick who doesn't even like him, who's trying to murder him.
Yeah.
And he just like, he flat up said like, you're not going to kill me with that BR. Like, there's absolutely no shot that gun's going to even hurt me. And he takes his helmet off, to gain her trust when they're like both effed towards the end of the episode. And I'm just like, bruh, like, come on now. Like, just don't show his face. The actor looks so goddamn plain. Like, they didn't do any cosmetics on his face. Like, no scars, like no indication that he went through the Spartan program, you know, like, because they do like injections, they do intensive training, like these people break their bones, like they get concussions, like they get like injections in their head and just like all these cybernetic like enhancements to the body, and it's just like a regular ass dude. Like, I could have mistaken him for like a regular UNSC soldier that gets shot during a fight.
Before we go any further, I just want to make sure that we don't that we don't do any spoilers. This is all common knowledge going into the episode that they're going to show his face, and that the universe is not canon. It's like an alternate dimension, or whatever, or alternate universe. So I'm completely fine with that, them changing the story up and stuff. I know a lot of people are pissed that it's not canon. I'm fine with that, actually. I'm open to a new Halo story. But yeah, I just want to put that out there before we go any further. I don't want to give away any spoilers, but those were both common knowledge things. Prior to going into the episode.
I'm gonna stop right there, because it's, I don't know, it's 7 for the episode just because of how well it was made. Docking points for Master Chief. and I think -1 points just for how the story is going right now.
Yeah.
It's just a little weird, but it's only the first episode.
So I gave it 8.5. I love the world that they're building. I think it's got a lot of potential. I think the first episode did a good job within that hour span of building the world and kind of introducing you to the idea of Halo. I docked a full point for the Master Chief shit because I didn't like how they handled Chief, to be honest with you. Even though, like, when he first drops in, it's dope.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it. So
He fights is so sick, dude.
Yeah.
They did such a good job.
Your brother was saying it was cheesy. I'm like, dude, but like, that's what we want. This is Halo. Like,
It wasn't cheesy at all. That was like right on par with
yeah,
what your Chief is able to do. Like,
exactly. That's what I want.
7-foot tall, like like genetically enhanced super soldier. Okay.
Yeah.
He's gonna be running at like 30-40 miles an hour, and he's gonna be like punching elites all the way across the room. Like, that's what Master Chief can do.
Yeah, absolutely agree with you.
To use it.
But yeah, so I docked a full point for how they handle Master Chief and the face reveal and all that stuff. And then I docked up half a point just for nitpicking different things. But overall, like I said, I'm really excited to see where the world goes. I like what they're doing, even though it's not canon. I knew that going in, so I already had that out of my mind.
Right. I think after the second episode, which premieres tomorrow, right?
Yeah, so the second episode premieres tomorrow. We will be doing another watch party in Discord for anybody that wants to join in on us.
Let's go.
So yeah, if you're not in the Discord, !Discord, that will be the link. We'll be doing a watch party in the Discord, relatively 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow for anybody that wants to join us.
Yeah. I think definitely need a little bit more context with this upcoming episode just to see where the hell this, like, the story goes from here on out, because it kind of just ended in a cliffhanger, so to speak.
So I listened to Podcast Unlocked, IGN's Xbox show.
Yep.
And they all said that episode 2, they were able to see the first 2 episodes, and they said episode 2 is good, and they said that the actor that plays Chief starts embracing his role as Chief more, because they said the first one that they thought he was trying to aspire to be Mando too much, not so much Master Chief. And they said in the second one he starts to hit his stride a little bit.
Okay.
So
I'm interested in now.
That was their perception of it.
I was a little confused with that too, because as soon as like the first episode came out, I immediately saw like a bunch of YouTube recommendations, and like I know Angry Joso said that he saw episode 1 and 2 as well, and I was just like, wait, did they release both episodes the first week? And I was so confused for a second.
Did you see Tink's comment yet?
No,
It's absolutely perfect. Tink, I love this. She goes, I like to know how they were getting kills with the plasma pistol. I can't even injure anyone with it. That is an A++ comment, Tink. Absolutely love that.
Well, I
Tinky.
I can answer that question. They just didn't have their shields. Their shields broke, so they're weak to begin with.
Still an A++ comment.
I will say the
Damn hackers.
yeah, the first like 20 minutes of the episode were so damn good. I was not expecting
rock hard,
dude. I was not expecting just the level of gore in that show.
the brutality, dude.
Bro, it was I'm no spoilers from here on out, but like it was. Yeah, it was pretty damn brutal.
Well, that was another thing when the Unlocked cast was talking about, was they're like, oh yeah, like they went from M-rated games to T-rated games, and then the show turns it right back up to M-rated.
Yeah.
So I love the brutality. That is one thing that like I was not expecting. I was like, oh fuck, like
yeah, we were all surprised.
Let's go, baby, let's go.
Yeah, like in like that intro scene when you know, like they come in and everything, I was just like, holy shit, dude, this is brutal. It was getting real gory up in there.
I was loving that.
Then I was making jokes of like overkill.
Dude, absolutely. One last little tidbit before we hop into the sports. If you have Prime Gaming, Elder Scrolls Oblivion will be coming to Prime Gaming in April, so tomorrow. No, Friday.
Right.
Losing my mind. The wine's talking to me already. Yeah, but Elder Scrolls Oblivion, classic game, coming to Prime Gaming, so be on the lookout for that.
All-time favorite game, by the way. So good.
So good.
Oh my god.
But hopping into the sports question of the day, I actually mixed it up on you guys a little bit. I gave you guys a different one in Discord because it's one I wanted to see you guys answer. I'm gonna go back and read some of those answers as well. But it was a question we had already answered on the podcast, so I have a different one for you today, Fish.
Yeah.
What athlete? This is kind of stemming from the Will Smith, Chris Rock thing. I don't know if you guys saw that or not.
Who didn't see that?
Sarcasm. But what athlete would you least like to be slapped by? Also, which athlete, if you had to pick one to be slapped by, who would it be?
Oh gosh. I would say least favorite person to get slapped by or athlete would be Bjornsson the Mountain from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that seems pretty logical since he literally like
he's a power lifter. He's literally the strongman. He's like
that dude's skull in a pulp.
Yeah, like he is literally the Mountain in the show and in real life. I mean, like this guy's like won multiple national titles for world's strongest man. So I definitely don't want to be slapped by him because it's probably getting like slapped by like a cinder block or even like a steel pipe or something like that. And I would just have permanent damage the rest of my life.
So if you had to pick one to get slapped by,
oh God, I'm gonna say it. Is Adam Sandler count as an athlete? He plays basketball.
Adam Sandler is not an athlete.
Come on, he plays basketball. He plays with pros. Come on.
Absolutely not.
Oh God, now you're putting me on the spot. I don't even know then. Who would I most want to be slapped by? Steph Curry, so I could probably take it.
Fair enough.
Most, yeah, even Vincent said most any NBA players.
Yeah, Vince said he would least like to be slapped by Aaron Donald. I think he said she would like to be slapped by Jason Statham. Statham? That's an actor though. We're talking athletes. I think I would have to go with my least would be Francis Ngannou.
Oh my God.
He's an absolute moose and would probably actually kill me if he slapped me.
Oh yeah.
And then most, dude, I think I'd actually have to go with LeBron. Just because getting slapped by LeBron would be kind of dope. Like, yo,
nice
dude,
lawsuit.
and I already know ahead of time Zoller's gonna be pissed because he hates LeBron. But like, being slapped by LeBron, I'd be like, dude, I got slapped by LeBron last week, dude.
I met him at a bar and he just slapped the shit out of me. It was awesome.
Talk about a bar story. Could you imagine, like, hey, dude, do you mind if I get the film from last night? Like, LeBron slapped me. I want to put this on my YouTube page. Like,
exactly, yeah.
So
nice little clickbait title there.
Oh, absolutely. So yeah, I'll go with LeBron. But like I said, I did pose the question in Discord, and it was stemming off of some WWE news we had. So the WWE is actually holding college tryouts, which is really dope, actually.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
So they have 45 either current or former collegiate athletes trying out to make the WWE at the Dallas Cowboys headquarters. It's a 3-day event. They have 29 men, 24 women. And one of those men is actually tight end from Miami University, Evidence Njoku, David Njoku's younger brother. And if you guys are wondering who that is, it's one of the tight ends for the Cleveland Browns. That's why I pointed it out.
Ooh, babe.
But so the idea behind this is to identify talent at a younger age and accelerate the development of these athletes into the WWE. So the question I had asked our Discord members was, if you were a WWE wrestler, what would be your name, your kind of persona, your walkout sound, different things like that. So I was just going to read off some of the answers we got. So Tink said, obviously her name would be Tinkalicious the Rager. Her song would be Sour Candy by Lady Gaga. And then she'd be wearing black pink, or maybe the Blackpink song. And she's not so sure what her persona would be. Napalm had mentioned that he'd be Napalm the Revelator. Dude, that's actually kind of dope. I like that a lot.
I like that too.
The song would be the All Man Brothers by Old Friends. Persona was not revealed. I like that too. Napalm, let's get you in this trial, baby. Love that.
We'll fly you down to the Dallas Stadium for tryouts.
Yeah, so this is like one of those questions we had on one of the previous episodes. That's why we didn't answer it. But I do have a little spin-off question for you here, Fish.
Ooh.
So if you made it through the tryouts, right? They're like, you're into the WWE, but we have one caveat. You have to wear a banana hammock as your costume. That's it. You're just basically just dick and balls. And that's all you're going out there with. You signing that contract?
Oh man, I mean, if the money's there, hell yeah, dude, I'm all for it. I'm gonna be like a bronze god, just spray on tan, banana hammock,
Yeah.
the full 9 yards. Like if I'm playing or working for the WWE, I'm going full throttle with the persona.
Yeah, maybe we just like screw the fish name and we start calling you Nanner.
Nah.
Nanner. Nanner.
Oh, now I'm thinking like what my intro song would be now.
I'm a banana.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
a banana.
So
I'm a
stupid.
banana. Yeah.
Crowd loves it.
So my other kind of spin-off question with this, if you were rocking the banana hammock, would you stuff it?
Ooh.
Are you going, hey, this is me, accept me for who I am? Are you stuffing that thing and gonna be large and in charge?
If I'm wearing a banana hammock, I gotta let the fans know it's all natural, baby.
Fuck yeah.
No enhancements to anything, okay?
Yeah,
what you see is what you get.
Yeah, just slap it around a little bit before you get out there.
Yeah, just do a little helicopter with the intro and everything. Show the crowd what I'm working with.
Hell yeah, bro. I could get down with that.
Now, it's the same question for you. Are you rocking it? You rocking banana?
I'm right there with you, buddy. I'm rocking it, and it's gonna be all me, baby.
Oh, me.
But your boy might be popping some Viagra beforehand.
Oh my god. Oh god. That would just be uncomfortable for them.
Maybe that'd be my finishing move. Actually, is like somebody just throw me a bottle of Viagra, and I just start pouring the whole thing in my mouth.
I mean, I think you'd have to go to the emergency room after that.
Well, dude, that'd be like
Hitting him with the pitch tent, ladies and gentlemen, from the upper rope.
oh no, the pitch tent, here it comes. Literally, here it comes.
Oh god. I'm not gonna say the videos, but it sounds like the videos Brian sends me on Instagram.
What?
Oh shit.
Well, I'm glad we're both on the same page that we would be rocking the fuck out of the banana hammock.
Oh yeah, maybe we can like do a little team up, 2v2s in the ring with the banana hammocks.
Speaking of bananas, have you ever heard of the Savannah Bananas?
No. What the hell is that?
So the Savannah Bananas are actually a minor league baseball team, and during their game, Mr. Bill Lee was chilling in the stands. If you're unfamiliar with Bill Lee, he was a former MLB pitcher for 14 years, pitched in the All-Star game in 1973, and actually pitched in the World Series Game 2 and 7 in 1975.
Played for the Red Sox.
Red Sox, and what was the other one? Expos, right?
Yeah, Expos, yeah.
So he is now the age of 75 years old, casually drinking a beer at the game, gets called in the last inning, right?
Yeah.
Starts walking down the grandstands, beer in hand, chugs it, goes onto the field, and pitches a strikeout at the age of 75.
Oh my god.
The Spaceman Lee pitches a strikeout in minor league baseball for the Savannah Bananas. Boozed up.
What an absolute unit of a player right there.
So that's hard to match in any aspect, right? So my question to you though is, if you were called in for a celebrity shot, quote unquote, right, for any drinking game, which game are you gonna have the big dick energy to come into and close that game out?
Oh gosh. I think you and I are gonna be on the same page for this one, but I'm gonna have to go beer die. Beer die, 100%.
I mean, when a die's in my hand, I'm deadly, baby. I'm good for one cup a game at least.
Yeah, I will say I think I could clutch it up too in beer baseball.
Oh,
I think I could hit the home.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I could hit the home run while absolutely trashed, just to come up with the clutch for the win.
I can't tell you how many Golden Gloves I've won playing drinking baseball. Dude, no ball gets past me.
No ball.
Yeah, I'm like Rachel Starr in the field, baby.
Oh,
No ball.
just catching it all.
Yeah, no ball goes untamed. I'm all over it.
Oh, god damn it.
What? What's wrong?
That reference is a little too much for me.
A little too much, huh?
Yeah, a little too much.
Just have another sip, dude.
Yeah, I will have. I will
I might
have.
get done with this bottle of wine before you're done with that beer.
Yeah, well, this is the
Baby.
only beer I have right now, so.
Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby.
Mm-mm-mm.
We had some additional news in the NFL. I mean, I feel we have NFL news every week. It's the offseason, but this has been the most insane offseason of our lives. So the NFL actually changed the overtime rule for the postseason, where both teams will get the ball now. How do you feel about this?
I'm all for it. I was calling for it last season during the Cincy game. Uh, but yeah, I think it's long overdue. I don't know why they keep changing the overtime rules every season or like every other season, but I think this is what it should be from here on out. I do believe they keep changing it just not because of like rules in the NFL, but just because of like TV timestamps and everything, or like slottings of shows. Because I don't think they make enough money with like overtime rules and everything, so they're trying to like shorten it, but maybe they're putting more money into overtime this season that they can actually afford to see both teams have possession in overtime.
Yeah, I like it for the aspect of the playoffs. I'm glad they're not doing it in the regular season. I know some people say like Marcus Spears saying you need to play defense. You know, you gotta be able to make that stop. Overtime is supposed to be sudden death for a reason. But I agree. I like the fact that both teams will have an opportunity with the ball now.
Yeah.
The way the offense or the way that rules in the NFL are made now, it's built for offensive play.
Oh yeah.
So you can say all you want that, you know, defense has got to make a stop, but with the way the rules are in the NFL right now, it's so in favor of the offense.
Yeah.
That
So
I think both teams got to touch the ball, man.
Yeah, and just like defenses are just absolutely exhausted.
Yeah, you can.
At the end of the game.
Yeah, and the
So
thing
you
is,
just
like,
need both possessions.
and you could get 40 yards on a pass interference, and then what, right?
Right.
And a pass interference that like shouldn't have even been called in the first place.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I'm completely fine with both teams having the ball, especially because it's only the playoffs. It makes sense that they're not doing this in the regular season.
Yeah.
Trying to save wear and tear on the body, but yeah, for the playoffs, why not? I'm in on it.
Oh, speaking of wear and tear, are we gonna talk about the helmets that they're wearing for the preseasons?
Oh yeah, I don't have. I actually don't have that article pulled up in here. I know I sent it to you via text message.
Yeah, maybe that's something we post in Discord or something.
Yeah, that's something we can maybe talk about next week. But they are making the NFL offensive defensive linemen, I believe, is just the people that they're doing it. Making them
and like
anybody that lines up on the line, making them wear these special helmets to like kind of limit the impact that they're getting in the preseason on their heads to try to reduce concussion, CT, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're all okay with that.
They look absolutely ridiculous, but I mean,
they really do.
if you get a chance, I mean, we'll probably post the article in Discord, but their helmets just look absolutely funny. It's just like padding on the outside, and it just like looks like the mental asylum paddings, like the padded rooms and everything, just like all over the helmets. I understand why that they're doing it, just what you said, just like protecting their heads and everything before the regular season. But it's just so funny to look at.
Oh, it really is.
So funny.
Have a picture. We will post a picture in Discord. I gotcha. But our last sports news of the day before we hop into our bets this week. And this will be the last week of the bets to close out March to see who gets punished.
Ooh, baby.
We have Duke versus North Carolina for the first time in March Madness for a chance to get into the national championship. I cannot believe, first off, that this is the first time that they met in March Madness. That is insane to me because they both are blue blood schools as far as like college basketball goes, right?
Yeah.
So you would have thought at some point they would have met, but no, this is the first time they're meeting. And they're meeting in the Final Four, a aged rivalry, get into the national championship game. So this is going to be must-watch TV for me. This is going to happen. Actually, I don't have it written down, do I? Oh, I do have it written down. Saturday at 8:49 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay. I was just about to ask.
These two teams will be competing. So for me, this is going to be must-watch TV, dude.
Right.
But just kind of going into the rivalry itself, these two schools are only separated by 10 miles. And it's kind of got the animosity between the two schools, you know, Duke being a private school, North Carolina being a public school. The all-time rivalry is 142 to 115 in favor of North Carolina. North Carolina has 6 titles. Duke has 5. The most recent title for North Carolina was 2017, while Duke's is 2015. And in addition to all these storylines, this is Coach K's last year at Duke.
Oh, shit.
So the storyline for this game is crazy.
Did he say like that was his last season?
Yeah, he's done after this year.
Okay.
So the storyline for this game is absolutely crazy. Do you have a preference whether North Carolina or Duke?
I'm kind of leaning toward Duke. Yeah, I think I want Duke to win this one. I don't know why, but yeah, I think I want them to win.
For the sake of my March Madness bracket, I want Duke to win.
Right? Oh yeah, you have them up there.
I have Duke winning it.
Oh, all the way?
Yeah.
Wow.
Show me the fucking money, baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that like your only pick that has gone through?
I have Duke and Villanova in the final, so I have 2 of the final 4 in the final.
Yeah, that's pretty.
So we're rooting for Duke and Villanova.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Jeez, I would have gotten every single pick wrong.
Dude, I mean, this year has been crazy. I mean, you had what the fuck, St. Peter's, the Peacocks made it into the Elite Eight, a 15 seed, the first time ever made it into the Elite Eight.
Wow. And then
ever, dude.
Yeah, I remember one of our spreads, was it last week or the week before, it was a top seed contender team loses in the first round, and that actually happened.
Yeah, it was a top 3 losing in the first round, and usually that doesn't happen in the first round, a top 3, you know, like, it did, of course, because I picked against it. So whatever I pick, guys, if you want to make money, just pick the other one. You know what I mean?
Carl's a close cousin of Tim the Tap Man.
I did have a decent week last week, though. I'm actually tied up with chat now, so you guys got to beat me this week to have a chance to punish me again.
Ooh, baby.
I really don't want to bong a loco again. I will if I have to, but if you guys have a creative punishment for me to do, I can do that as well. But kind of prefacing that game, that is our first spread of the week. We have Duke versus North Carolina. Duke is favored by 4 points. Before we get into that, though, anybody that wants to hop in on the bets this week, go ahead and click exclamation point and join for a chance to do the bets with us this week and a chance to punish me. Fish is out ahead by 3 points, so unless he absolutely collapses, he won't have a chance at punishment. But your boy here definitely does.
Spreads this week are definitely a little bit out of my knowledge set, so we'll see.
Yeah, I'm just gonna recap last week real quick. So we had Villanova versus Michigan. Villanova was favored by 5. Obviously, they won. They won by 8. We had FIFA Esports Man City versus Barcelona. Barcelona won. We all had Man City in that one, so we lost that one.
Yeah.
Next one was Reds and Brewers preseason baseball. D-gen ass bet. The Reds won that. I got that one, and so did Chat. And then we had the Blackhawks versus the Ducks. The Blackhawks won. Fish got that one. And lastly, we had darts. Joe Cullen won that one, and so did I. So our current standings for the bets are, let's see, where I lost my...
You and Chad are like 5 and 10.
Yeah, Chad and I are 5 and 10 in the month of March, and Fish is 8 and 7.
I will say that darts one, that last one, the Gary Anderson versus Joe Cullen, it was a bit controversial because Gary Anderson was winning, and on his final set, he thought that Joe Cullen was encroaching upon him as he was throwing his darts, so it made him feel like he like missed his targets while throwing because he felt like he was just like approaching him while he was throwing his darts, which you're not supposed to do. Like
Boy Joe,
you give him space and everything, and then Gary Anderson was like complaining about that, and Joe Cullen was just like playing like the dumbfounded card and everything. Like, I don't know what he's talking about.
Joe, I need
I've
that
never
one.
done this before. I've never called a cheat or anything. So
I need that one,
take
Joe.
that as you will. Gary Anderson was winning until the final set. And that was when Joe Cullen was approaching on him while he was doing his dart throws.
Hey, a dub's a dub. Dub's a dub.
Yep. If you're not cheating, you ain't winning.
I hate that name, Gary Anderson. Well, it's a good thing he lost, right, Vince? Well, Vince, congratulations. You'll be doing the bets with us this week. I hope you do terrible so I don't have to get punished.
Ooh, baby.
So the first one we have on the docket here for you is the one we were prefacing before. Duke versus North Carolina. Duke is favored by 4 points. I'll take Duke in this one, guys.
I'm going Duke as well.
Fish is taking a Dookie. Vince, are you going Duke or are you going to go North Carolina?
Ooh,
we're clean sweep with Duke. Okay. So there won't be any damage there for me. Next one we have up is the Golden Knights versus the Kraken. The Golden Knights are favored by 1.5 goals. That game happens tonight at 10:05.
Soccer?
This is hockey.
Hockey. Oh my god.
Fish, you going with the Kraken or the Golden Knights?
Going with the Krakens.
Okay, I'll go with the Golden Knights just to be different. And Vince is going with the Golden Knights too. Okay, so breaking even with chat right now at the least. I gotta blow my nose, dude. My fucking right nostril is dripping. Next one we have ping pong in the Czech Republic. We got Stranad versus Placky.
Stranad versus Placky.
I'm gonna go.
Stranad.
I'm gonna go Stranad too because my one buddy's name is actually got that last name.
Really?
Yeah.
Do I know him or no?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I would remember that last name.
All right, Vince is taking Placky. We have some different shit there, so that might be the determining factor for whether or not I get punished. Next one, we have golf. We have the Texas Open this weekend, so you can either take Rory McIlroy, Jordan Spieth, Connors, Matsuyama, or Answer, any one of those, or you can take the field to win the tournament.
What do you mean by the field?
Anyone else. So those are like
Anyone
the top
else?
5. Those are the top 5 projected to win.
If you say
So you
any
can
of
take
those,
any of those top 5, or you can take anyone else. The field is minus 309.
I'm gonna go Matsuyama.
Well, so like you be taking all those guys then.
Yeah, I'll do
You
that.
got like the top 5. Okay, you're taking top 5.
Yeah,
I'll take the field. Vince, are you taking the field or the top 5? He's taking the field. Okay. So that ping pong game is literally gonna be the deciding factor whether or not I get punished so far.
I like it.
All right, the women.
Up to ping pong,
Yeah, dude. It is really unbelievable. Ping pong is gonna decide my fate. I'm gonna have to watch it. The last one we got on here is women's college basketball. The Final Four. We have Connecticut versus Stanford tomorrow at 9:30. I'm gonna see where Vince goes with this one. I'm just going the opposite of you, Vince, because I can't let it all be decided by a ping pong game.
God, I don't know. I have no idea what teams are good. I guess I will go. I'm leaning towards Stanford.
You're gonna take Stanford, Fish?
Yeah, I'm gonna lean towards Stanford. I don't know why. It sounds right.
I'm going Stanford too because Vince is going Connecticut.
Ooh.
I know Connecticut actually has that beast page, so I'm not feeling great about that, to be honest. I was gonna take Connecticut. Vince didn't take Connecticut.
Ooh.
Let it be decided by ping pong. No, I'll let it be decided by ping pong and women's college basketball.
Now I have a question. If in some unspeakable facts this has happened, what if all of our if a 3-way tie? What happens then? Is it just a complete wash for the month?
No, I think if there's a tie, we need to decide it somehow.
Oh God. Yeah, I hope that doesn't happen because I literally have no idea what to think about that.
All right, so if it's a tie, Vince, I need to get you on like Snapchat Live or something, like FaceTime, and we're gonna do rock paper scissors best of 3.
Or a coin flip, yeah.
No, we're gonna stream rock paper scissors live is what we're gonna do if it's a tie.
I don't know if that's
Live
fair
rock,
though
paper,
because
scissors.
there's always a delay with it.
This is true.
So you can
Well, Vince said deal. We'll do that unless I think it's something better.
all right. I respect it.
But guys, for anyone that's new, welcome. This is When Worlds Collide. We are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, YouTube for the video version. We have YouTube Shorts, basically the equivalent of TikTok. All kinds of additional content on our page. We'd very much appreciate if you guys follow and support there. We love your support here, being live with us, chatting. But please support on the other platforms as well. That's episode 39, guys. Like I said, love you guys being here. You make it so much fun to do this podcast live. That's one of the things that's very unique about this podcast is we have live interaction while we're doing it. And we want to keep it going. We're closing in on our 1-year anniversary of starting the podcast.
Oh, baby.
April 19th.
Getting close.
So a couple weeks out, we're going to have a very special anniversary episode that we hope all you guys tune into.
By special, we mean we're just going to get shit-faced on stream.
Yeah, we're going to probably get drunk and piss my chair. So yeah, dude, you don't want to miss that. Trust me, it'll be great times. But yeah,
Here's episode 39. Cheers, everyone.
episode 39. Put them up. Not putting them up.
I finished my beer. That's all I got.
I'll put them up for both of us.
Yeah. Oh, God.
We'll see you next week, fam.
Peace.